right, here we go. We have Let's Talk with JVJ on YouTube Conversations.
What's going on, y'all?
All right, man. All right, so let's get into it. So, you have a YouTube channel that's basically like a reaction channel, right?
Pretty much.
Okay. And why did you start YouTube?
Uh, Basically, I wanted to try to get a message out. That was the biggest thing, get a message out. But it just slowly got into reacting to videos, and then transitioned to like try to find a lesson at the end of each one of them. So that's pretty much how I got on.
Okay. And what's your overall message?
Just really trying to help young black men to understand who they are. Try to get them to work on themselves, to try to be better men because you kind of see the world that we're living in, especially with social media left and right. We get all these different images of what we're supposed to be. And I don't like it. Honestly, I don't like it at all. Too many thugs and hood guys running around here. That's not pretty cool. That's not cool to me at all. So the ultimate goal is men try to be the best that you can be, pretty much.
Yeah, man. And for the women that are doing stuff like constantly shaking their stuff on social media, let them, right? But then you
Yeah.
have the woman that's not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So let's focus on those women and the men that are out here not being responsible. I think a lot of us, if we know men personally that are not taking care of their kids,
Yeah.
we need to have a one-on-one with them, maybe put them in the room and beat them up a little bit. Or, I think that needs to be done a lot. How can you have a friend or a family member that's not taking care of their kids?
I don't understand it. But we do need you were right, man. We need to hold people accountable for their actions and actually say something to them and just stop letting stuff just slide by. Like it's not my problem, it's not my fault, that's not my life. Nah, we need to start saying something.
Because what's going to happen is that, like, you see these kids outside, you giving them $5 can probably prevent them from kicking your door at night.
True.
Giving these kids opportunity, so like even with my personally with my nephew, you know, I can't hold my brother accountable. He's a
Mm-hmm.
drug addict.
Okay.
He's a functional drug addict. So he'll be working a job with you, and he'll have his episodes after work and so forth. But he doesn't care about his kid. Only if it comes to some sort of benefit.
Okay. I
And
know a lot of people like that.
so what do we do? As we can't force them, right? I mean,
You really can't. It's a dilemma because honestly, there's no simple solution to fixing this problem because this problem has been built up and built up over years and years and years, decades. I don't know exactly how long, but it's not going to be one quick fix solution. Like it's going to be like it was hard to get in here. It's going to be hard to get out of it.
and I heard someone say that you gotta give these kids a job. No, man, that's not giving someone an opportunity does not make it better if you don't have character, right?
Yeah.
If you don't have character, it's not going to make it the situation better because all you're doing giving them access to other stuff to deteriorate.
Yeah, you're right about that. I heard somebody say before, and it wasn't referring to a job. It was like if you give a person $1 million that's not responsible with money, where do you think that money's gonna go?
I
Like,
mean, if this YouTube platform, if you gave this to me when I was 20,
whew,
I'll be on here. I'll be banned the first day.
hey,
Self-incriminating,
I would have been right there with you.
self-incriminating, talk about wild stuff. So I am blessed that my parents didn't have social media. Because
Mhm.
imagine me now I could go on the line and look at the crazy stuff yeah, man.
It's deep, man. It's deep, so deep.
So let me ask you a question, okay? So who is wrong? Who is wrong? The cameraman or the drummer?
In my opinion, it's the drummer, man. It's the drummer all day. You saw that one?
Yeah, yeah.
I literally got into a debate with with my stepmom about that, and she was hell bent that it's the person recording that's wrong for that. You don't got to expose that person. And I'm like, that's that generation that didn't say anything when they saw something wrong, and I don't prescribe to that. Like, dude, You know you came out the house. You know you can feel that wind swaying back there. You know you can't tell me you can't feel that. And it's the drummer, man. Pull your
And
pants up.
I think a guy came up to him and tried to whisper something to him, right?
Yeah, he tried to whisper to him while he was still playing his drums, and he just kept on going. I don't know. I don't know where they do this at, man.
You know, I think that's the same thing with you know, these women that walking outside with a bonnet on, or just,
Mhm.
you know, like if I'm a brother, right? If you see me outside, man, I'm not gonna get mad if you tell me, hey, listen, man, you got something in your face
Yeah.
or something, you know. Like, I'm not gonna
Hmm.
be mad, probably, you know, but a lot of these people, man, they don't care. They know that. They
Yeah.
know they got the bonnet on their head, right? You say something to them, they want to fight you.
They waiting on somebody to say something. That's crazy. I remember Kevin had a conversation about that, about wearing bonnets, and they tried to go after him for that one. And then I think it was Monique that said something, and you know the girls love Monique. They tried to crucify her for telling them to take the bonnet off, and I'm like, okay, like I guess some people just want to do what they want to do and don't want nobody saying nothing to them about it.
One thing I got to give us men credit for is that whenever you have a guy that comes out like Kevin Samuels or anyone that's trying to put men on a better pedestal,
Yeah.
we don't tear each other down as bad as when Monique came out.
Oh Lord.
I mean, Monique, it was so bad with Monique because you had some men that was the celebrities was purposely wearing their bonnet at the airport and taking pictures to
Yeah,
show that it's okay for women. You know, I don't know what you thought you was gonna get some extra points from the woman by doing that.
man. That's I don't believe in kissing ass.
You
And it's
know,
hey, we got a lot of simps out here right now, man. We got a lot of simps around, and I wish we didn't have them, but I've came to the realization that they're always going to be around, which is sad.
and then now you have a lot of guys that's not even simps; they're pretending to be
Oh Lord.
because they feel they feel like they get. They'll say anything, and you know who's number one famous for that? Derek Jackson.
Oh my God.
Derek Jackson, I don't believe in real life he's a real simp. I don't believe he's out there tricking, spending money. I don't think he's doing any of that.
All
But
right.
he knows he'll say anything like, and you know, after his whole thing that came out with him
Mm-hmm.
cheating or whatever, um, he got even more. He got more subscribers.
Yeah. I was like, I think it's a profession of panderers just coming out of the woodworks now. Like you can pander to the right group, you can make the money that you want to make.
You know, when you think of it, right? Don't you?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sometimes it's a little bit tempting. Like, hold on, but look how much subscribers this person got. But when they change their message, dedicating to the woman, pandering, look how many books he sold, right? They able to pay their rent in full for a year. It's like,
It trips me out, and I can understand why some people do it, but it ain't enough money in the world. It ain't enough money in the world.
you know, another thing I thought about too is that do you feel like men support men
I
financially?
do,
Do we, you know?
I believe we do, but it's a different type of support. Like when people look at it, especially coming from our community, like our type of support. Because I played here, me growing up, I played a lot of sports, football, basketball, soccer, all that crap. We support each other by talking shit to each other, in a sense. And I'm not saying it's the healthiest, but guys aren't girls, and people can't expect guys to operate and talk like girls. Because dudes will talk shit. Like you'll walk in with a girl that you like, dang, she the baddest thing I got. I'm showing up with the boys. We all out about to do it up, and you'll have that one friend and be like, ugh, that's your girl. Even though he proud of you that you got a girl, he just has to crack you just to crack you.
No, absolutely. I was thinking that you know, the WNBA makes significantly less money than the NBA, and
Mm-hmm.
that's due to the lack of support from females, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, if more females will spend money on those tickets, those jerseys, and less on, you know, $600, you know, weave as an example, those the tickets will go up, right? You know,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, man. So let's take a little step back. Where did you grow up at?
Me, I'm a country kid. Enterprise, Alabama.
Alabama. Okay, so you're very handy, right? You know how to fix stuff and
A little bit. A little bit.
you wrestling with the alligators and whatever's out there.
Nah, we ride horses and mess with cows and stuff like that. It ain't as country as a lot of people think, man. I brought a few people down here, and they're like, "Oh, y'all got cities down here." It's like, yeah, man, it's not what you think. But Enterprise was. Go ahead, my bad.
No, I'm listening. Go ahead.
I was about to say, but Enterprise actually is like a country town. Like I grew up with a farm right behind my house, horses, cotton fields, all that type of crap.
Oh wow, yeah. Because anytime I see Alabama like on TV, it's always like out in the country, animals and a lot of roads, right?
Yeah.
I don't see no. I don't really see any cities. I always, even on the TV shows, it's always like a lot of land, swamps and stuff.
They try their best to sell it, but it's like the same thing. Like before I went to Japan, I always thought Japan was like feudal lord Japan. That's always the sense I got from it. And when I got over there, I'm like, dude, they got McDonald's, they got Church's Chicken, they got Popeyes. Like people dance to rap and hip hop. It was just I think it's what people try to sell you to try to like give it like a mystique or something like that.
Yeah, because growing up, when they used to show Africa on the National Geographic,
Oh my god,
no one wanted to go because I was like, man, you gotta no clothes, right?
They say these people don't wear clothes over there. Yeah, they got clothes, man. They got clothes.
It was bad, man. The way they betrayed Africa, man. It was growing up. I've never seen Africa civilized.
Yeah.
It was always like some wildlife safari, never no buildings, right? Like,
yeah. And it's amazing what they got over there. Like, but yeah, they really tried to portray it. They tried to warp our minds to thinking a certain type of way about a certain place. And I'm still sick of all these people thinking Africa is a country, man. They need to stop saying Africa is a country. It's a damn country.
What do you think about people say that African American, even though African American is two different continents?
I've listened to different people go into deep talk about that, and at the end of the day, it's really not any sweat off my back. Because honestly, terminology, I tell people call yourself what you want when it comes to your ethnicity or whatever, but
yeah,
I don't really stress on that. I'm not in that fight.
Yeah, now me, I just think it's funny. The people who are really big on Africa, like Black Pride and everything, but they're here though.
Yeah. Why don't you go over there and help them out a little bit? You're just preaching from over here in the States.
Let me ask you a question, right? So you're let's say your wife, you have a wife, your wife, and your mother, right?
Okay.
Who sits in the front, who sits in the back of the car?
My wife's in the front, mom's in the back.
Okay, yeah, right. I seen like a little I think it was like it was a video and I seen the pictures of it, memes. Have you heard of the meme of that, right? Or like the video that show it? And that, the mom is petty. She sat right in the front. And that was the girlfriend's car.
Oh, Lord. Car. See, we can't be doing that. I'm like, Ma, you tripping. You overstepping your boundaries a little bit. But I know a lot of moms like that.
Yeah, I think my mom pretty much in her prime, yeah, man. She was definitely intentionally causing trouble. Intentionally.
You a baby boy right there. She ain't playing with it.
She doesn't. Yeah, she does. She's really, man. She's really, really petty on that. So, all right. Okay. So, Kendra G.
Kendra G.
Kendra G. She was on the. She has a pretty good show, right? The dating show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Dating show. What's your overall thought of her?
The more and more I watch her. I actually just covered a video on her where she actually went on Kevin Samuel's show. After going through that one, my mindset changed a little bit about her because she's a modern woman. She's a pretty much modern woman. And I don't have a problem with women living their lives and going out there and getting it, wanting to be that go-getter. But she's still in that mindset of not accepting you've made a decision in your life and it's gonna affect your future. That's my biggest conflict with her because she wants to, that old saying, you want to have your cake and eat it too. And I don't think she's come to terms that, look, you got your cake, but you're not going to be able to eat it.
Mm,
So
yeah.
I don't really have too much negative stuff to say about her. I just understand who she is.
Yeah, I think she has a great show, but I think her message, um, basically of the choices that she made does not have to be the choices my parent or someone older than me made. I'm supposed
Mm-hmm.
to make better decisions, but she's really
Yes.
trying to teach women, no, make the same decisions I made. I'm old and single, and you should be too.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, I just thought because I know you did reviews on her as well, right?
Yeah. Misery loves company.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to tell a lot of these young girls, stop falling for that trick. Like, if you getting advice from an older woman that's not married or has never been married, stop listening to her. I
Mm,
believe women should get advice from women that are married or get advice from older men. Stop taking advice from these single women because they'll tell you it's all good and great over here on this side, but look at their lives. She might have all the money she wants, but at the end of the day, she wants kids. That's why she froze her eggs. She wants a husband. She can't get it right now.
yeah, I mean, and of course she would say that she has a lot of options, but the options that she don't have is the man that she wants.
Yes.
So of course, yes, you can get laid. You can, of course, you find a man that would date you, but the man that you want is not get on one knee.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Even when I think when she said she's been engaged and she could get a man to, yeah, but listen, you broke off the engagement, so you can't get the man that you want.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. You can't get the man that you want. And actually, I found it was a little funny that a woman said that she works in a beauty salon and
Yeah.
she does like little surveys and try to get general opinions. But a lot of the black women are saying that men are not proposing.
Hmm.
Men are not proposing. Whose fault do you think that is?
I gotta take it to the women. I literally have to take it to the women because you have to give us something that we want to propose to. That's pretty
Yeah.
much it in a nutshell.
So for a guy to get on one knee and beg the woman, hey, listen, can I please take care of you for the rest of your life? Can I please give you my finances I worked hard for? And if you divorce me, can I please continue to pay the alimony? And can I please put my life on the line to protect you if something happens? All those things. I think it's great to build something with a partner, but where, what's the benefit for the like? Those are all for the woman, right? Where's the benefit for the man? Like
Yeah.
when you really think of marriage, the way things are now, you have a lot of women. They're still talking about they shouldn't cook. They shouldn't cook.
Hmm.
If we're still having conversation about who should be cooking, men are just saying, I'd rather just go. I'd rather just go out there and just take care of what I need to take care of
Yeah.
instead of submitting to this woman. So I think that was kind of interesting that a lot of black women are not. When you speak to another woman, just say, "Hey, listen, have you ever been proposed to?" The answer most likely will be no.
Yeah, I can believe it. They don't understand that they kind of box themselves into a corner when it comes to like relationships and getting into marriages because you wanted this sexual liberation. You wanted to go out here and make this money. Pretty much a lot of women want to go out here and be men. Now, me personally, I don't prescribe to the LGBTQ community. I don't get down like that. I like women. But if a woman goes out there and wants to be a man, I'm telling you, I'm not pursuing another man. So I'm looking for the opposite of me, something that will be compatible with me. And a lot of these women think because they can pay for things and they can do all this whoop whoop stuff that a guy's attracted to that. That's what you're attracted to men for, not the opposite way around.
No, absolutely. Kevin Samuel made a good point. Is that um, when a woman is financially successful, she has her own car, she has her own house, maybe several homes. Really,
Hmm.
what can a man at that point? What can he add to her? I mean, what can he really add to except for sex? Really, he can't. He's not the man of the house, right?
Nah.
Um, I don't know, man. I definitely encourage men to, if you can't find within your own race, don't waste time, man. Don't waste time. Go
Get
out there.
it.
Yeah,
Go
man.
get it. Like I try my best to me growing up, my parents always told me they thought I was gonna marry a white woman. Like, cause growing up in a small town like that, it was majority like maybe like 85% white people, and then maybe the rest were black and Mexican and Asian. So all I dated was white girls growing up. And then when I got to high school and stuff, I dated nothing but black girls. Went to the military, nothing but black girls. Well, I ain't gonna say nothing but black girls because I dated a lot of Mexicans and Latinas and Asian folks, Japanese. But yeah, man, if you can't find what you're looking for in your own race, I have no problem with anybody stepping out and going to another race to find it. Just don't dog your race on the way out. That's the thing that I hate a lot when I see
Yeah.
people going to another race and then they dog out their own race. And I'm like, come on now. You ain't got to do all that. You already got what you wanted.
Yeah, I think I think that's important. I believe the part of the reason why they dog their race out as they're leaving, there's a lot of dysfunction in the black community,
Oh
right?
yeah.
So when you're dating someone that's dysfunctional, they do a lot of dysfunctional things. I personally, I've dated a lot of black women, man. It's just I didn't have good experience.
Okay.
I didn't have good experience, but we definitely know that that's not the case in everyone.
Yeah.
You know, so what do you think about? Have you heard about? There was like a discussion about don't buy young boys kitchen sets.
Okay. Yeah. I missed that one. What's going on with that one?
Um, I think what it is a lot of the straight men that don't want to have homosexual children, because the society is encouraging young kids to be, gay,
Yeah.
right? Which is
Mm-hmm.
crazy because homosexuality has to do with actual sex. So I'm not
Mm-hmm.
understanding how, but so I had a kitchen set growing up.
Okay.
I'm not gay, right?
Mhm.
So what are your thoughts on young boys having a kitchen set?
You surprised me when you said you had one. Honestly, I don't believe having a kitchen set will determine your sexuality later in life. Like honestly, kids play with a lot of different things. Like I played with knives growing up, so I'm like, what if somebody wanted to act funny? Like we all watched Ninja Turtles growing up. One guy had a knife, one dude had a fork. I'm like, okay, whatever. Yeah, I don't see a big deal with that. I don't even
Yeah,
see the
because I
relevance.
always wanted to be a chef, even from a little kid.
Okay,
So my mom was like, "Okay, we're gonna get you." It was used up pretty bad,
hey,
but she cleaned it off, and we had that, and my siblings would take the parts and throw it around the house. But yeah, and the cooking industry is mostly men. Most chefs are men. They're not even
mhm.
females.
And a lot of people don't know that.
So I think it's a lot of men are just fearful that their child will come out gay. I don't know. I don't know how to prevent that. I don't know what. I just think that you got to just. Um, I think you just got to do the best the best you can from
Mhm.
an early age.
Yeah,
But now in schools they want to teach homosexuality is okay, and you know I don't play that shit, so it's not okay. I think that if you are that, it's
Mhm.
okay for the fact that you're gay, is meaning that that's what you choose to do as an adult.
yeah.
But it's definitely not okay for you to try to influence that on my because influence, right? Not everyone became a crackhead just by um
Just
out of
wow, crack.
nowhere. They was influenced, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, so
I'm with you on that, man. They do that a lot. Like I hear a lot on the right. The argument is CRT out of the schools, and I'm like, they don't teach that in there. But what the issue you brought up right there, where they're pushing that LGBT type stuff in schools, that's a real problem. That's the real big problem because you're trying to sway kids and make them think a certain way and think that certain things that since the beginning of time, we always shun that type of stuff. We shun that type of behavior. And if you did do it, you just made sure didn't anybody know about it. But now it's like we're trying to celebrate it and promote it. And it's not, I don't want to come from that position of saying, like, I don't want to stop somebody from being who they want to be. I'm just saying, look, we're not out here celebrating pedos. So don't push this stuff either on our kids. If they decide they want to go that route later on in life, that's on them. I just don't want people in their face showing it to them every day. Like, look, this is good. This is good.
Like we all know when it comes to public schools, religion is supposed to be off the table, right?
Oh.
You can't teach religion, and you can't teach sexuality. You can teach about the human body, and
Yeah.
I guess as they get older, how to have safe sex, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could teach that, which they don't even do that anymore. But as far as them actually having sex and promoting them to have sex with the opposite, I don't play that.
Nah.
I don't play it, and if I gotta be canceled, then you're gonna have to cancel me. But it doesn't change.
And look, they need to stop with all that canceling crap. Because wait till the day.
I really figured that the way the cancel culture works is that when you first come out, you take your ground,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so if you're gonna take your ground, you have to fully understand that you're not gonna be able to be on a top Hollywood, because the top Hollywood is a lot of homosexuality.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to tell you. They all up there, even in the black communities. When it comes to anything to do with entertainment, a lot of them are on that, and I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with the children.
Yeah,
that's what I have a problem with.
Influencing the kids.
Even with a woman that sleeps with multiple men, that's her business. But what I don't like is a child meeting all these men. And I know I have family members that's gay and stuff, and they agree. They don't agree with the homosexuality with children.
Yep.
Changing sex at a teenage.
Bro, they doing it as like 8 years old. I watched a documentary the other day where this lady literally got her son a sex change, like started him on the hormones at 8 years old. But a lady wanted to have an abortion, and they made her go through a 2-week period of make sure you think about it, make sure you know that you want to do this. But the 8-year-old child, oh, come on right on in here and get these shots. And I'm like, there's levels to this now. Like, I don't understand how y'all operating like that.
Okay, so Devon Franklin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got a divorce. So, when he married Megan Good, he said at that time he knew to marry her because God spoke to him. I think a lot of people use God, that God spoke to him, but obviously that was the devil, right? Yeah. that wasn't God.
Good Lord. Yeah, you right about that. A lot of people keep trying to throw God into everything. God is not in that stuff at all. God ain't tell him to marry nobody. He liked what he saw, and he wanted to say it just to say it because he comes from that Christian background, and everybody knew what he was marrying when he married her.
Yeah, man. I knew something was gonna come out when she came out with that recent show, Harlem something, and about eating,
eating the booty.
Yeah, I said, okay, something's gonna happen.
Oh Jesus!
I knew right there. I was like, okay, something's gonna come out. What do you think about the whole thing with good men marrying? I don't think she's a bad person, right? But she's dated about 19 people within the industry.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of
clapping.
What do you think about men dating women that are not, I guess in this case would be spiritually connected, right? Mm-hmm. Or even women dating men that are not on their level? Not meaning that they're on a high or bottom level, just they're on a different type of level, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, historically, men have always dated women that weren't on their level. So when it comes to men doing it, it's kind of just keeping up with the times of how everything's always gone. And women have historically always dated up. But nowadays, I really believe people need to have an actual connection with each other. Because the number one thing that I always see is a problem in these relationships is the finances or the status. somebody feels like, okay, you're not on the status level that I need. You're not on the financial level that I need. And they're looking at the wrong things. Can the man be a man? Can he provide for you the best that he can? Can he protect you if it comes down to it? And women need to look at, well, that's what women need to look at. And men need to look at, is she the right type of woman? Can she come in and be a wife for you? Can she be a good mother for your children if y'all decide to have some? But we're looking at different things. It's like, oh, she got a nice body. I want that. Or he drive a nice car. I want that. We're kind of all off the, man, we're all out of the place.
Yeah, I think that's definitely true. I just think it's just kind of out of all the women he could have married, he decided to marry someone outside of the church.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying she's a bad person, but obviously she was, she's been ran through, and even after the marriage, she's wearing, kind of exotic clothing, even in the churches and so forth, and he's allowing that, man. And recently, I think he went on IG or something like that, took a picture of him crying.
I saw that shit.
Oh man, like what's going on with the men today? You're crying. You take a picture. What happened? Like no pride, man. Like, oh god, man.
This is what they wanted. I think this is a symptom of the feminism spreading, and men are picking it. Some of these guys are picking it up, and I hate it because some of these guys are spreading it down to their sons. It's like they think that a lot of people always acted, and I heard it a lot. Men don't have feelings. They don't never show their feelings, so they must not have none. And they like, we want men to express themselves. We want that. And as soon as that man started crying, the same women that told him they want to see him be sensitive started cracking him for that crap. And I'm like, stop falling for the trick. Don't listen to when they tell you they want something. That is not what they want. And they just want to, especially in our community, in our Black community, they want to feminize the men. They really want to feminize us really down, like as much as they possibly can, and we can't buy into it. But yeah, when I saw that dude, I was dying laughing. You don't take no picture crying online, man. What you crying for?
Speaking of that, one thing that if a woman would try to break you down, what's the first thing they'll say? They accept the gay community, right? Because they embraced it, and that's why they're having these issues with the sports. Good for them, right? You're having all these issues with the sports. Men are beating their ass, right? And MMA, track and field. Yep, y'all wanted to promote that. All right, y'all wanted to promote that. You're gonna have these men taking your awards, right? Because they, you're gonna have.
There will be no more female sports.
Yep, the females are not going to compete because they're gonna get, third, fourth, fifth place.
Mm-hmm. If they lucky. Depending on how many men in that competition.
So what's the first thing that a woman would do to break you down as a man? She'll call you gay.
Yeah.
Because she feel like that's a weakness. But at the same time, if you are gay, she won't make fun of you that you're gay.
I was listening to a girl the other day that said we only call guys that we know aren't gay that because we know we can get a rise out of them. And I'm like, that's real petty. But it goes back to that old thing where even my mom used to tell me a long time ago, women will say that, well, women know exactly what to say to hurt you, to stab you the hardest in your heart. And they do. They know what to say.
Yeah, and they just gotta be able to deal with the consequences that come behind that. Especially with which I don't agree with, Zach Stacy. That was some crazy shit, man. He be here like, I know you did a review on that. Man, he did that, man. I was thinking like, damn, what if that was me, man? Pick me up, drag me across the room, like
dude, I thought he was auditioning for WWE or something. Bro, he was throwing like, and that's why I tell people all the time, I don't condone it. And I always want to ask, like, we're automatically gonna always come out and condemn the guy for doing something like that. But I've been trying to be on a new wave of saying, okay, look, he's wrong for that. That's clear as day. He's wrong for that. He need to go get locked up, go to jail. Now I need to figure out, why did he do that? And that's something that we never really ask that question. Why did this person do that? We always just like, he's wrong, throw him away. We're done with the situation. No, I want to find out why he did that, because it takes a lot Most boys are raised to respect women and protect women. So what tipped him over the edge to actually do that to her?
I think the crazy part about it is that he wasn't. It wasn't like it was just a moment where he's upset. Nah,
Yeah.
man, he was justifying it later on that day. He went
Mm-hmm.
live later
Yeah.
on that day. He went live, and he was like, "Nah, she's wrong." I'm not sure what was the. Did you know why he even went berserk?
Supposedly she had cheated on him. Like that's what the gist that I got from him from listening to that. She cheated on him and he found out about it. But I'm pretty sure it's more than just that. It can't just be that she cheated on you, because I tell any guy, like, if a girl cheats on you, dude, just get up out of there. That'll hurt him the worst.
That didn't even look like his house, right? Was that her house or
It looked
so
like
his?
her house.
It
Or
looked
it
like
could
her
have been,
house.
yeah, it could have been their house together, but the way it was decorated and stuff,
Yeah,
it looked like her house.
it looked like her house, and he was visiting, whatever. But and she said that he started to be abusive earlier in that, kind of like I think around April, and I'm thinking
Mhm.
like, okay, you as a woman have the upper hand, okay. The moment a guy puts his hands on you, you gotta leave. You gotta separate yourself. You got the
Yeah.
upper hand. You know you're gonna get paid, but you stood in that situation, and some of these women be messing with these guys that what the hell we gonna do?
That's why, like you said, something perfect. Like if she noticed that early on and she didn't leave, that sends off a red flag for me. I'm like, okay, if he put his hands on you before and you didn't leave then, you must have something in your head that you did something to him to cause him to do that to you. So that's why you stayed, because I don't know any random woman that didn't do anything wrong and some dude just right upside the head. Oh, dude, she's calling the police right then and there. She's definitely getting away from you. And she's not
Yeah.
going to be dealing with you no more. So it always makes me wonder about that. I'm like, what was going on in that relationship? Because if he did it multiple times, like, really, you still sitting there?
Yeah, and you still in 2022, you're dealing with a guy that has money. You're gonna be okay. You have a child from him. You're gonna be good.
Mhm.
Um, what do you think about baby showers? Now, I was looking at this meme, this picture, whatever. It said that black people believe spend a lot on baby showers because they don't get married. They don't have weddings.
Uh, I've never been to a baby shower, but I've seen a lot of people have them, and it is a lot of money getting spent on those gifts. And
Listen, man, if you're single, baby shower is the way to go. Trust me. It's always, man, baby. I haven't been one in a while because I'm taken. But if I wasn't, man, I would definitely be planning my baby showers, man. Baby showers is definitely how you get hooked up, man.
that's where the girls be at.
A lot of single women up in there, none of the men are around, right? So,
Yeah, slide in and have picking a litter.
picking the baby mamas.
I'm gonna keep that in mind right there.
Listen, if you ever go to a baby shower, you can be thinking about what I told you. You can be like, he was right.
Hey, like I definitely look. Next time I hear about somebody having a baby, you coming over by the baby shower? Usually, I always say no. It's like, yeah, I might stop by.
You know what? The next baby shower you hear about, stop by.
All
Definitely
right,
stop by. Even if you gotta stay for most of the men, if they do show up, they're probably there for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and they leave out. But trust me, go there and you're gonna be like, this is all mine.
yeah, hello, hello, hello. How you
Yep.
doing? I'm gonna check it out there.
Have you heard about Jim Jones' mother showed him how to kiss?
Yeah, Oh my god, I saw that one on Friday while I was at work. She taught him how to tongue kiss. Well, French kiss, whatever the hell. Yeah, that's that's pretty weird, man. Because if that was a father teaching his daughter how to kiss, we know the reaction would be completely different.
Now, I grew up in the crack era. Okay, I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. Crack vials
Ooh.
all over the floor. That's crackheads don't even do some shit like that. So
Mhm.
if crackheads don't do that, you're doing something really weird because crackheads be doing some weird, heroin addicts. But
Mhm.
that's crazy, And now they're trying to clear it up. But the mom came, she went live, and she did a video saying that she did that with the tongue out. Their lips didn't touch, but their tongue was touching. Man, I mean, I've heard people say that in couples they share the same toothbrush. That's disgusting, man.
Oh my God.
Have you heard of that or no?
I done heard people tell me that, and I just always just disregarded them when they said it. But like that's some of the nastiest. Like I don't. Something wrong with a lot of people, man. Something wrong
from the Peep Network. Kay, not Kayla. Kay. She posted that in the Facebook group. Basically, there's nothing wrong with that.
Man, something wrong with that girl too.
She got roaches and shit.
Like some seriously. Like I try my best to make it through some of their shows. Her Kay and Kayla are like two thorns in my side. Like I take Advil because they.
I think Kayla's worse. I think Kayla is basically the exact woman that Kevin Samuels is trying his best to warn us about. He's trying like, hey, Kevin Samuels telling you, you still go for that. This is what you're gonna deal with. No shame, right? Should be out there, you know. I do understand that, you know, as business, you do need some sort of shock value, but you know, you got to remember you're representing Black women.
Yep.
Whenever a Black woman come on like that, it makes Black men say, "That's why I'm traveling." It justifies why they're going outside of what they're doing.
You're right. You know, I covered one on her the other day where I guess they were talking about poor people or something like that. And Kayla literally tried to call herself poor. And I'm like, lady, you come from a family that is doing well off in forget what it is, real estate industry or whatever. And she wasted money. So she didn't want to call home and ask for more money. So she said she was poor for a couple of weeks because she had to eat ramen noodles and stuff. And I'm like, that is not poor. That is not being poor.
That's not poor.
I'm like, look, how your mind works. But I don't know, man. I can't speak on them ladies. They something else.
Yeah, man. They you know, so you know, yeah, man. So let me ask you, who do you feel is the closest to you?
You talking about
family, friend, whoever, you know, you've considered that's close to you?
That'll probably be my pops. Probably be my pops.
He's still around? He's still alive?
Yeah, like 10 minutes down the road.
Okay. So, you know, God forbid, right? God forbid he passed away today. What is something you will regret that you didn't say or do with him?
Well, I always told him, like, when I was younger, when I was like, you know, gonna make it to the league and play basketball and stuff, I told him I was gonna buy him a car. And that's something that I always said. Like, even to this day, I think I'm pretty close to being able to get him one. Even though he has his own stuff, like my dad's doing pretty good, man. He's not hurt for shit. But it was always something that I said I did want to do for him, and I still, to this day, that'd be the one thing I will regret.
Do you believe in marriage?
I believe in it, but I'm not for it.
Yeah, I'm definitely not convinced, you know. But at the same time, you know, Black people in America were so insignificant, right? We're so small compared to other races, right? But we're making the biggest noise, most crime, right? Regardless of how you feel. Yep. And 75% of Black children are born in single parent households. Every time I'm on Instagram and I see a woman that is shaking her stuff, she's part of that 75%.
Yep.
And these are the kids that are trying to break in your door to rob you. Because why? Their mom is, you know. What do you think about parents that have teenagers that's out there doing crazy stuff? Should their parents be held accountable?
Definitely. Like, honestly, I really believe that. I believe they should. Because if somebody's not here, like, you're already going to hold the child accountable. And you know how we see it all the time. Like, little Timmy will go over here and rob somebody and get shot by the cops. And all you hear is his mom talk about, my baby ain't do nothing to nobody. And all this whoop stuff. And I'm like, you allow that threat to leave your house because you didn't train them right. And this person went over here and did something to somebody else. I call that negligence. You should be held to some responsibility for that.
I definitely, I think, if you look at a lot of I'm in the urban community, right, in the city, so there's a lot of people here, and if you look at a lot of the trap houses, they're all in the Section 8 apartments.
Okay.
So, um, usually what happens is that a man will meet a woman, she has kids, she has Section 8, and the rent is already paid for government system. Guess what they do? She has kids. He'll date her and he'll introduce that lifestyle to her, and they're cooking crack,
Mm.
heroin, all that stuff, fentanyl in her apartment. A lot of the apartments that get busted for that, they're in government assistant apartments.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
So, to help the black community, what is something you believe? What is something you would like to take away from the black community?
Oh, you gonna. I hope they don't hate me by hearing me say this. Um, if you are not married, hell, if you're not married before you have kids, you don't qualify for government subsidies. I don't believe in because if the incentive is taken away that if I have a kid that the government's going to pay for my food, they're going to pay for my housing, they're going to pay for my daycare if I decide I want to work. What's stopping men and women from popping each other up and having these babies just running around? They automatically know. And I got people in my family, personally, like really close in my family, that are literally just living off the system. They don't want to do anything. And the sad part is they sit around all the time and complain that ain't nobody doing nothing for them. When I'm like, your food is paid for. Like you get all these food stamps. They pay for your house. You don't even have to pay your lights for real. Like maybe $10, $15 here or there out the month. Like you taken care of. So I would say the number one thing, take away those subsidies. Like you decide you want to have a child out of wedlock, like you got it like that. Well, here's the streets for you. Go and figure it out. You and that father better figure it out.
Yeah, my thing about that is just like, you don't even have a side hustle, braiding hair or something, it's just laziness. So, um, people who don't work, people who stay home, what do? They continuously to do what? There's nothing else to do but recreate, gossip, drugs, right? And
Mm-hmm.
raising. So that's what you would like to take away. What is something you want to add to the black community?
Well, we need to add better education. Like I wish we would stop funding schools off of property tax and actually just have a fund that funds all schools. Like if people in richer communities want to just add in extra to keep their schools at the level that they have them at, I'm fine and dandy with that. But like there should be a standard across the board that each school should be funded to a certain amount so we can actually get decent teachers in here that actually care about their job, care about teaching these kids and preparing them because school is really just it's like an indoctrination cycle. They just get them in here, learn these little these facts about things that aren't going to help you in life. Instead of let's bring these kids in here, and we know a lot of them are not going to college. A lot of them are not going to the NFL or whatever. But at least give them the skills that they need in life to at least go straight to the workforce. Like teach them some trades. Teach like even at my high school growing up, we had a carpenter class, an electrician class, a cosmetology class that we could go to. But our school was kind of funded pretty good. But in these, like you say, you're in the inner city. I'm pretty sure they don't have programs like that.
No.
They need to stop indoctrinating the kids and actually prepare them to go into because they're pretty much the next workforce. In my opinion, that's what I look at it. They're the next workforce. So train them for that.
What do you think that the next older generation of grandparents basically is going to be the Cardi B's, Megan Thee Stallion? What do you think? These are going to be the older generation that's going to get advice. That's going to be giving advice to children.
It's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good at all. And I honestly don't know how we're gonna stop it, but it's not good. That's the best way I can put it. It's not gonna be good.
And the grandparents are getting younger, right?
Mm-hmm.
The grandparents are getting younger. Like they did this thing where they showed, I think, like maybe 5 or 6 generations of women, right? They have the a young woman, maybe her teenage, then they have the mother, the grandmother, the mother, and I'm looking at that like that people are celebrating it. I think I'm celebrating that they're healthy and they're well, they're alive, but they can't do the same thing with the men. There's no men around, and all
Mm-mm.
that means is that y'all was fucking at a young age.
Yep. That's all it is.
You
There's
know,
no
how's your mom only 12 years older than you?
and that's normal now. That is like the norm. It is crazy. It's sad. But
You know what?
you can't tell them nothing.
No. One thing I wish that I think this, we need to be funding families that's doing well and they're, raising children right. We should be funding them to adopt especially black children. I think children in general, but I would love to see more not African children. Because everyone likes to go outside the country and adopt.
Yeah. They be killing that. Killing that crap.
Start adopting more and more babies, black babies, or just start adopting more American babies. And I think we should be funding that. I would definitely support that. I would definitely support a lot of these children being adopted by better family. And it doesn't have to mean that they're rich, but just families outside of inner cities.
I could get behind something like that.
So other than that, but now let's talk about your channel. You uploaded on New Year's Day, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you uploaded a video on New Year's Day called "I Got Jumped on New Year's Eve."
Right? Yeah.
Did you get a chance to resolve that issue, kind of, or?
Nah, it's not resolved. Well, it's resolved in my mind because I'm gonna just stay away. But like when something traumatic happens to you, and you feeling some type of way. Yeah, I wanted to. Honestly, I put it on Facebook, like for my Facebook friends to see and stuff. And somebody was like, "Dude, you need to throw that on your channel." I was like, "Throw it on my channel." And it was like, "Yeah, throw it on your channel, man." So I went on and threw it up. But yeah, that's pretty much resolved, man. I just got to stay away from people that don't think the way they need to. Like, a lot of people in my family are very negative, very, very negative, and they're kind of stuck into that. Like when we were talking about the projects and all that type of stuff, Section 8 all day, don't do nothing, just living off the system and hating the world for it. That was those people right there. So keep those people out of my life. That's my resolution that I got from it. Just stay away from them.
Yeah, man, because I don't know, man. My nephew, I was just thinking, I was like, man, if he ever, I don't know, man. I think I'll stab him, to be honest.
Right.
I've done a lot for him, and for him to raise up and punch me, But one thing I definitely wanted, to say is that I do hope that gets resolved, because at the end of the day, I've learned with my family, you just stay away. There's no listen. I don't need to fight you. I don't need to be, do anything to you, but I definitely need to keep you out. Listen, man, you can't even text me happy birthday. Let's just act like we don't know each other. That's I don't know and that's it. You're dead to me, And yeah, man. So if you keep that up, I think you're gonna be a lot more. You're gonna be satisfied.
That's the mindset.
So, would you rather marry a homeless person or a hoe?
A homeless person.
Why everyone picks a homeless person?
I don't want no hoe. I do not want a hoe. Because it comes like promiscuity. Like if she's already out here doing stuff, like, and I know she has a reputation of going around and hopping from dick to dick. I would never really be able to truly trust that if we had children, that was my child. And then I would have to get a paternity test. And, she finds out that I get a paternity test, and here we go with all the nonsense. You don't trust me and all that. And it's never going to be let go. So I would rather just give me the homeless person right here. We can wash you up. We can put some nice clothes on you.
Put a weave on,
Yeah, we get you right.
So we're in 2022. What can your supporters expect for you the rest of this year?
Hopefully, they can expect more accountability. Number one, more integrated videos, because I want to upgrade how I'm doing things right now. Because it's nowhere near the level that I want to get to. So hopefully I will have better stories for them, better content to cover, and basically a better overall channel. That's what they should be looking forward to.
And how do you want them to support you?
Right now, just keep on hitting that like and that subscribe, and hit that share button, share it on different platforms until I get to the point where I feel like I can start, cash at me, come join the Patreon and stuff like that. But for right now, just keep supporting the channel with the likes and the subs.
Yeah, man, I be telling people, man, you don't have to watch my content. Just let it play in the background.
There you go.
Play in the background, put on mute and just do your thing, put on repeat.
There you go. Cause that's what I do with a lot of people on YouTube. I get to work, put my earphones in, and just let it run.
Yeah, man. So, would you rather be, if you were stranded, would you rather be stranded in Antarctica or a desert?
That's a tough one. Cause I hate the summer, but it's been pretty cold this winter down here. So that's a tough one. Fuck. And you got me with that one. I'll probably have to pick. Will I have clothes if I'm in Antarctica?
Yeah, you will. Yeah.
All right, I'll take Antarctica.
Would you rather be raised in the worst part of Chicago or the worst part of Mexico?
Worst part of Chicago. And they get down there in Mexico. I know we talk about Chicago and Baltimore, but I'm like, going down there and start working with the cartel. You'll see how that works.
No, I think just go down there in the wrong, just go down there in the wrong, the wrong block. Man, I was looking at a documentary with them, the cartel. They're watching the police. Like when the cops are in their office, they have cameras in their office. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's just straight up. And they wonder why they ain't gonna never get rid of them. It's too corrupt down there. So yeah, man, I'd rather put me in Chicago.
I think the thing with them is that they're heavily supported with the government of the USA. I believe they are. There's no way an open drug cartel is out there in the open. You know exactly who's who, what, and they're just able to operate like that.
Yeah.
No repercussions.
I'm with you on that one because all our drugs, pretty much a lot of our drugs come from down there. And it's like we're so tough on the border right now. How them drugs get there?
Man. Let me ask you a question, okay? Was Trump right?
I believe we should protect our borders, but I don't jump into
the whole, just an overall, right? When you take Donald Trump, you put him in the little, all together. Was it right or wrong?
I'll lean more yes than no. Because it was some things that I just couldn't get behind. It was some things that the reason that a lot of people didn't like him was because the way they tried to portray him. I'm like, dude, he has a lot of wives. He had sex with a lot of people. He was a playboy and all this stuff. And then they came out with the R allegations against him. And his biggest thing was he opened his fucking mouth too much. Like, he don't know when to shut up. Like, he always had something to say to somebody. But if they really looked at the policies, like a lot of his policies, I wasn't behind the Israel stuff. I don't understand why we're giving money to them. They rich as hell. But like strengthening the border, I was actually okay with that. I didn't believe in demonizing the people that were coming, but I believe that we needed to have a stronger border. But it was kind of like a hit and miss here and there because it was some things I couldn't get behind. It was some things that I was like, I don't understand why y'all bitching at him about that.
Yeah, and one thing I do look at is that imagine if he wasn't on social media like that. I think the notion of him will be worse, right? But the media was bashing him and stuff. On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate Kamala Harris and Joe Biden? On a scale of 1 to 10?
They're a joke. A 1?
It's really sad that everyone was supporting to vote for him, Dwayne Johnson, all these celebrities, Cardi B. But now that he's president, everyone's quiet about it. It's like, no, where's all these voters?
Like, and I think we kind of got back to a time where, like, like when people didn't care about politics, Like
I think he went right back, right?
yeah, like when Trump got in there, everybody was focused on what was going on every day. Now I see a lot of people that are on the right that stay on it, like they stay on Biden's head. And honestly, I keep up with politics all the time. And I look at him like, dude, what the fuck you doing? Like, as soon as you got in, you told all these people you were gonna send them another check. And he was like, well, no, we gave y'all that first check a couple months ago. You know, that's why this adds up, like you added together. I'm like, all right, that was strike one right there. And then that was strike one. You already messing up. And then I think a lot of black people really should get mad at him because when all that Asian hate stuff was going on, and they got together like that overnight and created that bill and passed that bill to stop Asian hate. I'm like, you ain't seen your black brothers and sisters in this country for years asking for help, begging for help for the police to stop shooting us and stuff like that. And I'm like, I understand some people bring it on themselves, but like it's been decades and stuff of this stuff happening and we had no movement in Congress. But as soon as something happened to a few Asian folks, y'all flip that gear real fast. So I think, man, Camilla and Biden,
you know, a lot of us black people is just like proud to be ignorant. You know, you have Kamala Harris, she's black, supposedly she's black. But you know, white people are mean, right? White people are racist, right? White people are like the devil. But all these people are dating or married to white people.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm like, y'all don't see that shit. It trips me out. Like, it took me a long time to get past, like, all the time I used to say it all the time. Black people can't be racist. That's a lie. That's a certified lie. I used to say it to the cows come home. I'm like, I can't be racist. I can only be prejudiced. Nah, black people can be racist. I just covered a video of 2 black girls being racist the other day.
You know, during the time when Trump was president, I was telling people, I was like, listen, the Hispanics are gonna dominate us. Our voice is not gonna be heard. I said, when Trump was president, the Hispanics were quiet. They was quiet. You didn't hear them complain. Then all of a sudden, Joe Biden became president. They showed up at the border with what? His T-shirts on. Did you see that? They have cleaner shirts than if you just go look at it. They have cleaner shirts than me. They showed up, and now that they're coming in here by the millions, they're coming in here in the millions. Joe Biden's put them on private jets and put them in. They're being put in the inner city. They're not even tested for COVID.
That's not even cool.
And you know what's happening? Us as black people, we lost our moment because when Ice Cube tried to get that contract for black people, black people trashed him. Anyone that was kind of supporting Trump, they trashed him.
Yep.
Who cares about Trump? Who cares? What can you do for us? I really believe that our position, we lost it. And now illegals can vote. They're trying to pass. They passed that in New York City. Illegals are able to vote. It's over. Yeah. We gotta wait another 20 years, man.
And that really pissed me off when they try to go after Ice Cube. Because I'm like, really? And like, it wasn't that he was trying to get something done for us. Like, they were just mad at the fact that he was talking to that guy. And I'm like, how small is your mind? Like, I don't like my boss, but I go into work every day and work my ass off for him because that's something that's going to benefit me on the back end of it.
And but they don't ask me, I'll say good morning. Even, I'll say good morning.
Yeah. Like people are so, like, for real, when you said that a lot of people around here acting like we're ignorant, a lot of people are ignorant. Stop looking at the first action. Look at the outcome. It's about the outcome. I don't care how we got there. What we going to get on the end?
And, everyone's quiet. Have you heard anyone that supported Joe Biden to vote for him? Have you heard them particularly saying anything at all about Joe Biden, good or bad, anything?
My dad. Like, he didn't have anything specific to say about him, but he did. I had brought up something to him the other day about and that man about fell asleep the other day. Pops, he's like, "Oh nah, Joe don't never go to sleep." And I was just started laughing. I was like, "Damn, Dad."
It's crazy. Right. Trump said, he said you're gonna lose your jobs. The market is gonna go up. He named all these things, and people still went out there and voted for him. And it's like y'all fighting against, y'all saying that, listen, it's two white men.
Like one, he's bad, but he's gonna save me.
It's two.
Like, okay. And this dude out here for himself, man. He out here for his own legacy.
And yeah, Kamala. But I am kind of shocked, kind of not, kind of shocked the way how horrible Kamala Harris is currently doing. I think I'm just shocked at how blatantly, openly she don't give a fuck. Like she never been to the border, right?
It tripped me out that you already knew something was up when she sat on that debate stage with Joe Biden when he finally decided to get in the race, late in the race. I'm gonna get in. And she sat up there and said, I was one of them girls on that bus. I'm like, oh, she went in on him. Joe ain't gonna like that. Oh man, it's all theater. Cause like not even 2 months later, Camilla's gonna be my running partner. I'm like,
I knew something was wrong when Barack Obama was not supporting him.
Yeah.
At first, I was like,
hey, this shit's crazy. Like, you can't make it up, man. It's literally, that's why I'll be telling most people, like, I didn't get into the politics because I'm like, it's just two sides of the same coin at the end of the day. Like, they're going to benefit themselves.
Let me ask you one more thing about politics, right?
All right.
You know AOC?
Yeah.
Ocasio-Cortez? Did you know that she was recently in Florida with no mask, dancing around and clubbing?
I actually saw an article about that one. They talk shit about Ron DeSantis and all them down there.
Why did she go to Florida? Out of all places where it's, right now it's like Republican ran, and that's basically Republican state, right? Where if you go to Florida, basically you're supporting. Out of all places, why would she go there and not wear a mask and go clubbing? If COVID is soaring.
Because she know what it is. She know exactly what it is. And she gonna go to
she know people gonna be watching her, right?
They don't care. Like, honestly, I think a lot of them don't care. It was like, remember when the power went out in Texas?
Yeah.
I was laughing. Ted Cruz got on a plane and went to Mexico. It's like, I'm out. It's too cold. I can't deal with this shit. It's true. Like, none of them care, man. Like, it never blows my mind. It just trips me out. I'm like, you're supposed to be so smart. You are the people that vote on decisions that affect our lives, and y'all do some of the silliest shit. Like,
one thing I can give credit to for Trump being president is that it did make us see who's running the show. Like the Congress, it's making us see a lot more. Like, wait, these old people was the one making all these decisions all these years. So y'all was doing this, and y'all don't know what's happening, what's this, and what's really okay. Got it. All right. So
that's why I've been trying to advocate for, like, if we gonna really want to make some change, we need to put term limits. If we can only have a president for 2 terms, he can only serve for 8 total years. These people that sit in Congress, like, there's no career senator, there's no career congresswoman, there's none of that. You can get elected twice. You get your little 8 years out of it, and then on to the next one, because you're not going to sit in here and just keep making money. Nancy Pelosi, Mitch McConnell, Chuck Schumer, all these guys, you're sitting in here just racking up bread. No, take your ass on and go work in corporate America if you want to. Sitting in here taking my tax dollars and not doing nothing.
Like, I wonder, if you become Congress, does God bless you with more years to live? They don't die.
Man, they got the best medical staff on hand. Unless you got like leukemia, some terminal illness, like they good.
Man, there's never an opening, right? Like,
it's really never one. Like, unless somebody just decides they don't want to run for the office anymore. Like, they sitting there forever. Like, I've never seen, like, Ruth get. Well, now she was on the Supreme Court, so yeah, I can't knock that one. I still think that's kind of
they be there forever too, man.
Yeah, that's a life appointment. I'm still tripping off of that one. Like, that should not be a life appointment. Like, I can say about, look, man, you get a decade. You get a decade, and then we gotta vote on some new people, because our country is always consistently changing. Times are changing, technology is getting better. So we need new ideas in here. Like, you can't just sit here forever and just, well, back in my day. And I'm like, dude, it ain't your day no more.
Yeah, when Mark Zuckerberg went up to Congress, it showed that they didn't know basic technology.
Mm-mm.
Congress didn't know. These are the people that's making the laws of the country, with laws of terrorism, laws of other, and they don't have no idea how to work basic technology. Kids know how to work basic technology better than.
I remember one time they were trying to get a teleprompter to work. And they were literally calling for the aide. She was like, I'm going to show you something on the graph. Hold up. Get Amy. Can we get Amy up here? I'm like, lady, it's a button. Push the button.
Y'all the one that's in charge of the CIA, the FBI. Y'all the one that's in charge of the FBI.
Yeah, like it's crazy to me, man. These people, you can tell that they first off, they don't do their job. So you wonder what they spend their time doing. And like, it's just amazing to me, man.
And this is my favorite one. We're gonna do a government shutdown, but all Congress still gets paid.
Yeah. They made sure they wrote that in there real quick. Like, they ain't gonna miss no paychecks. Nah, we ain't missing no checks. But y'all, yeah, I don't know what y'all gonna do. We fighting for you though. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, man. But listen, man, I highly appreciate you, dedicating, giving me your time. You didn't have to do that. So I do appreciate it, man. Is there anything else you want to say before you get out?
Oh man, it was a good conversation, man. It's good to know you, like get to meet you and everything. And I hope your channel keeps on building on up. And let me know when I can snatch this interview, man. I'll throw it on the channel and give you a shout out, man.